Everyone, it is Lori D at GrungyGirlJournals. I'm sitting here wondering if I can get this done before my husband gets home. He's probably on his way right now, so I'm going to get right into it. This is the flip through for the Pink Cottage, and I was very inspired by a gift I received from a friend, and I will show you that when I open it up. This is the pouch that goes with it, and I used the bridal material that I found on Facebook Marketplace a couple of years ago. It is stunning. I have tea stained it. Uh, I had a little bit of a problem, and it was of my own doing, and I will show you what I did. There are two pink cottages. And if you will notice, this one does not have the vintage buttons, and this one does. And the reason why I had to do that on this one is I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. When I tea stained this fabric, I had already cut to size. So after I tea stained and I dried it, I did dry it in a low setting in the dryer, it shrunk. And this stuff is so precious to me. I do have some more, but I did not want to. I was just determined to use what I had already cut. So with this one, it ended up being just a little bit longer, and I was able to make it work. On this one, it came up a little short. So my solution was, and what I mean is, you see that it just the flap barely covers what I want it to cover. And the problem was without the buttons, it, it just kind of wouldn't stay down. It's staying down a little better now, I guess, because it's loosened up. But my solution was just to slip some buttons into that lace. And I cut some holes and then I reinforced the holes with thread. So that just kind of keeps them down. And I do like the way it looks. And the only reason why I did not do it on this one is because I came down farther with the quilting uh, lining underneath. So I didn't want to cut a hole in the lining. So it really didn't need it anyway. I had a little bit more leeway there for it to shut properly. So I'm happy with that. This one has already been sold and will be going off to its new owner soon. This one is a gift to the person who sent me my inspiration piece for the Pink Cottage. So I wanted to do, it's a twin. It pretty much is. It's not exactly the same because there might be a couple minor little pieces of paper that I didn't have two copies of ready to go. But it is pretty much a twin of this one. I used a silk flower. I just took one apart and scrunched it all up and sewed it, and I just made a little dangle here for the middle with some seam binding. It does have a snap closure, and all this is hand sewn. I don't do anything on my machine, although I have one. I really enjoy the hand sewing, and I like for it to look a little, you know, I don't want it to be perfect. I love imperfection. So you're definitely going to get that with one of my journals. So this is the Pink Cottage. Isn't that great? I tea stained that too. And I'm sorry about the shadows. It has been very stormy here in Florida, and although it's not raining today, it is cloudy out, and I have very limited window window light in here, and I have very little other lights. So it kind of is what it is. This is the back, and it has 3 ties for the closure, and this is the skirt is removable. And these are the inspiration for this journal. This was originally these were from a vintage. I don't know if it was antique, but definitely a vintage dress that had an underlining of this netting. And I saw it before she cut it up, and it was just, it's so pretty. So it was very nerve-wracking. These were attached to this netting, so it was very nerve-wracking to very delicately take those off, but I managed to do it without destroying any of the flowers, and I'm very happy about that. So it had some larger flowers, and then this netting also had some smaller flowers sprinkled throughout, which I also took off and I used on the actual front cover of the journal. So this is a baby's christening gown, vintage. This is a upholstery fabric that I got from Pearl's Finds. You can find her on YouTube. She does sales, live sales every week, sometimes a couple of times a week. It varies on when she does them. It's usually on Tuesdays, but she may throw up some pop sales. Is that what you call them? Pop sale? Here and there, pop-up sale here and there. But I absolutely love it. It's like a pinky peach. And I tea stained this as well. Pretty much everything I do is tea stained. So that is the skirt. I just can't seem to make a journal without dressing it anymore. It just feels naked. There's the back, and there's the front. I'll just show you real quick. This, as you can see, the christening dress had seen better days. Had some holes in it. I tea stained it. Excuse me. And I wanted the inside to look nice as well. And it was tricky getting this net sewed in underneath there. And this beautiful crocheted button. And I also put some pearls, a pearl in the middle of each flower. And you see how pretty those are. And I didn't want to tack them completely down. I wanted the flowers to have a little bit of movement. They are sewn on there. And some seam binding. I did my doodle stitching around the edges all the way around. This is a soft cover. And here are those, so there's actually two sizes of the smaller. So I stitched each one of these flowers on, and then I went back in and did a French knot in each middle of the flower, and then sort of scattered some throughout. Turned out really pretty. And it's supposed to look like a flower pot. And this was a vintage hanky, I guess. It's either a hanky or a napkin, but I believe it was a hanky. And I shaped it and ironed it, folded and ironed it into the shape I wanted, and then I sewed it on the journal. But these cute tassels. I also got these from Pearl. Then I just cut them off of the strip of trim and left a little bit so I could put one in each corner. So there are 4 of these on the journal. And this is a fabric that I also got from Pearl. And Pearl, if you are watching this, I hope you can find some more. This is the one that I messaged you about. I tea stained it. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful fabric. So I'd like some more, please, if you have any. So here's some vintage or antique netting. I believe Sherry sent this as well. And that's just tacked on. And if that bothers you, it can always be snipped off. That's on the front and the back. But I just kind of use it as a fly paper, like you would see in a regular book. These digitals, I love these digitals. Say hi to Louie. Hey, baby. I love these digitals, and I will put that in the description box below. I fussy cut out a butterfly, not my favorite thing to do, but boy, was it worth it. I used, I don't remember what I used on the back, but it kind of made it, oh, tape. I used some masking tape. It was either masking tape or some kind of washi tape on the back. I did several layers of it so that when you do that, it kind of slowly folds back out, and went around it with some gold. Here is a button that Sherry sent me a couple of cards of these, and they're just so pretty, very sparkly and pretty. And that's just a piece of fabric, just a simple little cluster. And you'll see some of my favorite floral, I guess you'd call them wallpapers. Throughout this book, I used quite a few of them. This is my favorite little bud wallpaper. This is a pressed flower from Sherry's garden, and I'd put a call out on Facebook to see if anybody had any. I'm sorry, I have a cough today. I'd put a call out on Facebook that if anyone had any pressed flowers, I would purchase them from her. And Sherry sent me these 2 precious little tins of pressed flowers, and she also had posted afterwards. She had posted some pictures of her garden through the years, and she has the garden that I would love to have, but unfortunately I don't. And any flowers that I have out in our yard are poisonous to cats. And so I don't want to bring them in. Um, I don't want to bring them in and press them. So she was sweet enough to send me some, and I have a lot of fun with them. But this is a beautiful one. Jerry, I'll take more of these, please, in the future. And as you can see, this is Ethel's book. Love those old names. And this came from actually came from another uh, vintage book, and so beautifully written. It's a label. And this is just a napkin, the edge of a napkin with some thread work, fabric flip, cute little cupid underneath. And I just kind of let everything do what it wanted to do. The pages are a little bit on, this is, I did reinforce it, but I don't know what happened here, but it tore after I had already bound it, and I really like the way it looks, so I kept it. And this is from a Roses and Honeysuckle book. These gorgeous digitals also inspired me for the Pink Cottage. I think that if I lived on my own, I would probably have a cottage with everything that's in this book. There's just some netting over that. Sweet Peace, The Gift of God's Love. Book pages. I'm trying to speed up here. Some embossed paper. Made a little booklet, and it says, "Art is something that makes you breathe with a different kind of happiness." That's my favorite quote from Anne Belzer, something like that. But it's just a simple little booklet. I believe this is Ruby and Pearl XO Digitals shorthand. It's an old ledger, blank ledger page. These are the worst jokes ever. I have several of these little booklets, and they're hilarious because they're so bad. Uh, Original. Uh, see, some more fussy cutting. And I would definitely have a pink chair, no doubt about it. And just a swatch page I used for samples from some of the fabrics that I used in the book. Or like this is the napkin. This is the inside cover of the book. You'll see that coming up. And then this was the journal. And this is a book on how to speak French. So it shows it's very detailed in how the French is such a beautiful language, and how it just how lyrical it is. I don't really know how to say it, but that's what this book was teaching you about. The student should take care not to be misled by the dots that are often found after a completed sentence. He should never rely solely on the dots, but should determine for the sense whether the sentence is completed, whatever that means. Beautiful lace. I believe this was Ritz dye in petal pink. York Minster. And I put in some tea stained blank paper. It just gives your eye a rest between pages. My mom kind of taught me that you wanted your focus. You wanted the person to remain, how do you say, their attention to what you made. And that doesn't make sense, but you want your eye to flow, and you also want your eye to rest in between things. So that's just kind of, and I made no sense whatsoever. She made perfect sense when she told me. This is my favorite washi tape that I believe I'm out of, and it makes me very sad. This is a original. I don't know if that's a check or I don't know, but it's beautiful. It's got its original stamp on there. I'm not going to unclip it. This is a hanky, which I also dyed with the petal pink, I believe. This is from, it's got beautiful paper from Don Juan. Don Juan Moody, I think. Anyway, this was also a gift from someone, Sandy. Just put a piece of embroidered lace. I made this morning. I don't even know what it is. It's just, it's a funky little bookmark, I guess. Another pearl button. Just needed a little extra in that pocket. This is Patty Bowl, the butcher's daughter. Move down a little bit. Here is a tag, and I put a paper clip. It's not really a hidden paper clip, but I just, and so it won't fall out of the book, I just kind of put a paper clip on there. And this is the Pink Cottage. And this is a recipe for banana cake. I believe this is from a Shakespeare book. And this is one of those, what do we call them? Those things. Shares. Erie Lackawanna Railroad Company. And later. I believe this is from a book of somebody was studying music. See what I mean about these digitals? They're just gorgeous. And this is the center spread, and I did the same thing with these butterflies. They all do it. And this is the to the friends at whose desire I have made it. I dedicate this little book, and that I found that in the front of one of my little books and made a scan of it. For this button with a rhinestone in the middle. I believe I got this at Crafty Me Shop from Esme, and you can find her on Facebook. She even has, Ethel has pink appliances, jealous, and cabinets. Well, it's just a postcard I made. Maybe not a postcard. It's like a cabinet card kind of thingy. And this is a book dart. You can get these on Amazon, I think. Ruby and Pearl, I believe. Or maybe not. Might be Twistedpaperstudio. Not sure. I think this is PinkMonarchPrints. Not remember the name of the Etsy shop that did all of the cottage digitals that I used. Oh, I forgot to take the wax paper off, but I just finished these tags a couple of days ago, and I did not want the glue to seep out and get stuck on the journal. So I just put the wax paper to protect it. I'm just gonna keep it on there. And that's one of those, I believe it's 10 volts. Hurry up, Lori. Flower. This is my new signature card. Aren't they cute? Okay, hold on, guys. Gotta get that. Okay, sorry about that. This is my new signature card, and I just love it. I used it in one of my books pretty recently. I tinted their dresses pink, and I only remember one of their names, although I have it written down somewhere. One of them is Bertha, which I absolutely adore. And I wanted to tell you a little story because when I signed this card, I only printed out two because I was still, I was experimenting. So I only had two of them. So I didn't, if I messed up, then I messed up. And sure enough, when I was writing this, the ink wouldn't come out. So when I wrote the date, I kind of had to go over my numbers. And bear with me, this is going somewhere. So I've always been sensitive about, showing my work and just not messing up, but it being, it's not that I want things to be perfect, but um, it brought back a memory from high school, which, I'm 66 years old. Get over it. I am over it, but there are little things like this that happen that that memory will pop up, and I'll remember why I'm so sensitive about doing good enough, I guess. And I'm not looking for any comments or compliments or anything like that. I just wanted to tell you the story because I think some people can relate. And really, the moral of the story is going to be nice. Be nice to people. Be nice to your friends. It was at the end of a school year, and I believe it was ninth grade, and I had a friend. Her name was Donna, and we had been hanging out for quite a while. We weren't new friends. I had known her since junior high school, since seventh grade, and we had gone up to high school together, and so we had become close and hung out, and we had several classes together, and it was towards the end of the year where you get your annuals, your class, your yearly annual. And you would give it to your friend and they would write something in it and you would write something in theirs. Well, she had brought hers in, and I asked her if I could take it home with me so that I could think about what I wanted to write and bring it back to her the next day. So I went in the back of the book, out of one of the ones in the back, the blank pages in the back, and I started writing at the top. And sure enough, my pen wasn't quite working correctly, so I had to go over what I was writing several times, and it was very flourishy and kind of artistical, and because I was into it way back then too. And so it was probably half the page by the time I was done, but I had to go over it a few times. So when I flipped the page, you could see the indentation through the back, and it was I, I would not say it was unnoticeable. It was pretty noticeable, and I kind of, I wouldn't say I freaked out about it, but I just hoped and prayed that she would not say anything about it. And she had a boyfriend who, they were very tight, and he was a newish boyfriend, and they picked on me a lot. I was kind of the third wheel, And so the next day, I brought it back to school, and I had brought mine in, my annual, so that she could write in mine. And so she looked at what I read, and she just kind of looked at it and flipped the page over and saw what I had done. And I really don't remember what she said, but she wrote in my annual right after that. And what she had put in my annual was, now remember, I put in like half a page of, to my friend, I will miss, I will miss you through the summer, blah, blah, blah. I like you so much as my friend, when you're in the ninth grade. And she wrote in my annual somewhere along the lines of, this is not exact, but she said, to the girl who ruined my journal, my yearbook. That's what it said. Love, Donna. And her boyfriend was there with her, and they thought this was hilarious. And I still have that annual to this day. I almost got it out and to show you all, and then I thought, no, I'm not going to do that because that's being a little extreme. But so, long story, even longer, when I was trying to get my pen to work on this, it brought up that memory. And the moral of my story is, just be nice, be kind, especially kids. Come on, be nice. So I don't cry about it anymore. Maybe I have a few times, but I'm not that sensitive. But that happened. So anyway, rest of the journal. Now I feel silly for telling you that. It's from a typing book, and this is just it's from the Follies, the Ice Follies, from their program. And this is just a book page. And the name of this chapter is Pink or Red. Which one do you think I'd choose? Although I like red too. And of course, there's going to be a kitty cat in the house, in the cottage. Some wallpaper. And just some old advertisements that are pretty fragile. I think those are from the late 1800s. No, this one's, well, I lied, 1947. I do have some that are that old, but I guess they were too fragile. And this is an envelope. And I think all that's inside here is just a piece of pink stationery. And I did some stenciling on there. Isn't this fun? I believe this is Ruby and Pearl XO. Yeah, look. This is what caught my eye when I was looking for digitals. Like this is Ruby and Pearl as well. Lots of fussy cutting. So proud of myself. And then this, I actually cut it. I remember posting on Facebook a few years ago that I had gotten this, and I couldn't believe how beautiful it was, and I would never be able to cut it. Well, I needed 2 pieces, so guess what? I cut it because it was perfect for this journal, and it is just so beautiful and delicate, and I really wanted to share it. I've had it for long enough, so I wanted to share it. It's gorgeous. It's a little lace cluster with a deconstructed silk flower. very fragile. What page? And then this is one of those patterns for, I guess, cross stitch for January. You know, I kind of wasn't sure whether I should put this in or not because when you flip it over, the other side is upside down, but I decided I didn't care. I got some of my feathers out. Just made a little feather cluster. So that is it. I hope you all like it. This was a lot of fun to do. I've mentioned in other videos that there's just something about working with pink that really, really inspires me. And they always turn out. They're the ones that are hard to give up. And so those will be going out to their new owners tomorrow. It's taken me a while to get this flip through done. But I did it, and it's a little long. It's 36 minutes, but I think it was worth it. So thank you for hanging out with me. I want you to know how much I appreciate you all coming to visit with me. I don't say that enough, but I don't, I don't have a huge following. I'm not monetized, anything like that. My videos are for inspiration. I get so much inspiration out of you all. I watch a ton of YouTube videos from this community, junk journal community, and I get a lot of inspiration from you all. I'm not good at teaching. Um, the words just don't come out right, and I am a very slow crafter, so I've chosen not to do tutorials. I might throw a how I did it video in every once in a while, but they're always horrible. So I just want you to know how much I appreciate you coming by and hanging out with me, even though I don't do the tutorials. So you are loved and I appreciate it. And I will see you all next time. Bye. Bye.